Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Teddy. I am back here, but I am not working on a software development class project because I'm actually working on a personal project. That's right, this is my first video in which I am talking about something original that has not been prompted of me. Inspiration just hit me, so yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I had talked before on this channel about doing the Digimon Data Battle program, and most of that essentially was based around me learning what the correct uses are for things like hash tables, the array list, linked lists, and vectors. Um, so I figured today I just woke up and it just like hit me as like inspiration, and I'm like, why not pass that learning on to other people? But also, let's make this fully into a game. I had been gamifying it little by little by little in my head, and I landed on this. Okay. Before we get into it, I do want to just talk about it real quick and just go over some of the stuff that we went in and did. Now, last time, the way it had worked is each Digimon was associated to a certain type of attack. I think it was array list was Vmon, linked list was Wormmon, Patamon was hash tables, and nobody was for vector. But I refactored the code so you could choose which Digimon you wanted to use, and I have it factored in very similar. I don't want to say exactly like Pokemon, but I have it very turn based. It's a little bit real time too. It's not fully turn based, but uh, essentially, there's four attacks, and each Digimon that you will be fighting in the game, or the player will be fighting in the game, has a particular weakness, and that weakness is one of the four attacks. So array list, link list, hash table, run vector. Okay, so going over it a little bit here. So we have our standard attack lists here. We have helper for what is actually the attack. Here's our handler for it. Now keep in mind, this is very much a monolithic program. I'm just gonna get the horse out of the room here. There's 900 lines of code. I know this is not best object-oriented programming best practices, okay? I am going to make another version of this that is a bit more broken down, more. I just wanted to see if I could get this up and running in the meantime, and I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. So yeah, I just wanted to record that and show you guys. So yeah, we got our same things as we did before. We've got our POM file here with all our information in it here. We've got our Digimon Data Battle Java. This is our main application here. We've got our test to make sure that the logic is running correctly. And we got a Jenkins file, Docker file. That's for containerization. And deployment. Here's our deployment. YARL. YAML, excuse me. YARL. God. Anyways, so you guys want to see what the project is. What's it looking like? How's it working? I do want to put out a disclaimer here. I did use sprites that were taken from the 25th anniversary D3 Digivice color edition. I recently got those devices myself, so I've been playing with them, and I love the little sprite artwork. But those all are owned. All the rights for those are owned by Bandai, Akiyoshi Hongo, and Toei Animation. This is just a passion project that I've been working on, and like I said, it's something that just hit me today. It in no way, in shape, or form is reflective of any ties to Bandai, Toei Animation, or any of that. So please support any official releases of product you can for them. I always do. I love Digimon, and I have since I was a kid. But yeah, so here's our little program, our little game here. It gives it a little bit of a backstory. I gave it a name called Data Battle DX because this is the DX version of the Data Battle program that I created. Basically, the backstory is there's been a network hazard detected. We are going to be defeating Rogue Digimon by exploiting weaknesses in their data structure. And as it can, it gives a brief explainer as to like which one's weak to which. Array lists are weak against enemies needing random access. Linked list weaknesses, they're again weak against enemies who shuffle data. And then each here essentially gives the user the information that they should know to properly be able to play the game. So it's basically about seeing what type of Digimon it is and trying to more or less guess what they're weak to. It's I would like it to be a little less guessing and a little bit more inspirational, but baby steps, so we'll get there. So as you can see here, we have limited selection at the moment of partner Digimon. This is not all of the Digimon partners you can get from the D3 colored Digivice. There are actually 2 missing, and that would be Gatomon and Hawkmon. They're coming. I plan on programming them in. Once you see, as a matter of fact, before I get to that, just to show you guys how much it took me to get into everything and get this all working. What you're seeing here is a list of over 90 Digimon that I set the user to battle against. They all have their various attributes based off of like what type of Digimon they are. As you can see, Gazimon here, which is 0-0. There are virus type Digimon. Gatsumon is data. Unimon's vaccine. Think of it like rock, paper, scissors, literally. Vaccine is strong against virus. Virus is strong against data. Data is strong against vaccine. Using that, we've kind of associated them each with a weakness, like I said earlier, to the 4 attacks that the player can do. But yeah, there are over 90 Digimon that I programmed in here, so I think it's technically 91, which includes 0-0. So Armageddon is our 90th Digimon, but technically it's the 91st because we count 0-0. But yeah, those are all the Digimon that are in here. And they all have various power levels and stuff like that. AKA they do various amounts of like damage and stuff like that. As you can see here, like Keelongmon does like a lot of damage. So we factor those things in based off of when you get the user gets a correct attack, or they land a correct hit. It does full damage based off of their power. If they don't get a correct hit, a hint will flash across the screen letting the player know, hey, that's not the right attack. It will also it'll go red when you select it if it's the wrong answer. Like I said, the goal and purpose of this is, while yes, it is to make something I'm insanely attached to in a video game in my own making. I really wanted to tie it back to, the learning of the concepts of programming that we have gone over in my bachelor's program here. So I really wanted, plus I'm also teaching tech, so I want to, expand my ability to do that and gamifying it and coming up with these cool ways to show people how to learn these programming concepts. I think is very fun. So yeah. Let's go ahead and get on in. Let's go ahead and select a Digimon. Normally, I choose Patamon. Patamon is my favorite Digimon. Well, his evolution line is. But since he doesn't have all of his evolutions introduced yet, we'll come back to him. So I'll go ahead and pick Vmon. And as you can see, this one says it requires fast indexing. Okay, well then the correct answer would be array list. And as you can see, he's now destroyed. Okay, now we need synchronization. Well, that's for vector, right? That's a vector weakness. Okay, they block data frequency. I got the wrong hit. As you can see, it flashed red. Oh, that's the correct one. That's a correct hit. Now he's dead. It's very simple. There's nine levels because there are 90 Digimon. There are 10 Digimon per level. But they are in this, Battle Royale style or King of the Hill style, where, it's essentially aimed around letting the player learn these programming concepts. And yes, you kind of can click around till you figure out which one's the right one. But also down here and up here, each time you do, you're going to see that it's not the correct answer. And it tells you why. And if you keep getting them incorrect, you don't do full damage to them, then you end up fainting or needing to be recompiled. So when the user passes away or their HP hits 0, you can just hit recompile and boom, you're right back at it. I introduced a revive feature in here. Also, I introduced character swap. So let's say, Wormmon was your favorite Digimon, And don't mind me, I'm just aimlessly clicking around. I'm aware that these are not the right answers. And it is kind of see what fits. But I hope with future versions of this, it could be more intuitive. So it's less clicky and more like punishing. Like, let's say if you got instead of doing a glancing blow, maybe like with a wrong answer there, it still does some sort of damage. But maybe each time you get an answer wrong, like this, I keep clicking it, it's barely doing anything to them, but it's still taking away damage from them. Rather than do that, maybe what I'm thinking, maybe I could do in the future, is have it be where the incorrect answers actually deduct from your own HP. Kind of how like you get test answers wrong, your score goes down, But yeah, also it lets them know down here what their HP values are and stuff like that, as well as the bar here. This is for their HP. This bar underneath it is only for evolutions, or what they call in Digimon Digivolutions. So yeah, once the Evo bar builds up, he goes into his next stage of his evolution. So far right now, only Wormmon and Vmon have all of their evolutions completed. I am working on bringing in the rest of the partner Digimon that are missing, aka Hawkmon and Gatomon, like I said. But I'm also looking to introduce all of their forms. At some point in time, I will be entering all of the Digi-Egg forms. But right now, I just mainly chose to stick, for simplicity's sake, to their main evolutions / their fusion evolutions, or their Jogras, if you're familiar with the show. But yeah, that's my little Digimon video game. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I hope to improve on it in the future. Maybe one day I could take it to Bandai. Alright, guys. You guys have a good one. Bye.